People who are successful in business, ministry, and any other aspect of life in general tend to have some ways of thinking in common. By the same token, people who struggle have some shared toxic mindsets. It's not a matter of positive thinking, it's a question of thinking right. This is Pastor Tom Miller of Central Assembly in Superior, Wisconsin, and this is Fuel for the Fire. It's volume 621, 6 Toxic Mindsets. What role does the way we think play in our success? Philippians 4:8 teaches us the value of right thinking. We are to dwell on things that are true, honest, just, pure, lovely, of a good report, virtuous, and praiseworthy. These concepts fill the disciplined, well-trained mind. And Proverbs 23:7 reminds us that as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. The person who tends toward failure is filled with wrong-headed ideas. Their philosophies, viewpoints, and ideas are poisonous. Their way of thinking undermines success on nearly every level. Here are 6 toxic mindsets. Number 1, fearing change. Unsuccessful people resist change, even though change is inevitable. People who are successful in the eyes of God recognize change is to be embraced. Change looks to the future and is faith-based. Even Sesame Street recently introduced radical change in an effort to reach kids from the digital era. Fearing change is a toxic mindset that limits potential. Number 2, blaming others for their failure. Unsuccessful people don't take responsibility. There's always someone else at fault. The boss doesn't understand. The government didn't do enough. They never had a fair shake. To see yourself as a victim is a toxic mindset. Successful people see themselves as overcomers and succeed in spite of their circumstances. Number 3, not setting goals. Successful people are proactive. They see where they want to be and do what it takes to get there. It's a toxic mindset to let life and circumstances dictate your agenda. Unsuccessful people dwell in the urgent, while the successful people focus on the important. Healthy goals are within our sphere of influence and measurable. Number 4, not using time well. People who succeed limit things like TV, video games, and social media. They work hard and they rest well. Successful people are organized and systematic. People who struggle in life tend to be haphazard and random. Number 5, a lack of appreciation. Gratitude is a quality found in winners. Most unsuccessful people have the most toxic mindset of all, a sense of entitlement. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "In everything give thanks, not for everything, but in everything." A spirit of gratitude changes the way you see life. And number 6, they're no longer teachable. There's always more to learn, a new way to approach an old topic. John Wooden said, "It's what you learn after you know it all that counts." People who are young at heart make sure their future is always bigger than their past. Learning is a lifelong journey for the man or woman who is successful in the eyes of God. You know, there's a huge gap between being successful and being unsuccessful. But the gap has much less to do with talent and ability than it does with how we think. It all starts with dumping our toxic mindsets and beginning to think right. Nothing will derail you like fearing change, blaming others, not setting goals or using time well, a lack of appreciation, and a failure to be teachable. Those are 6 toxic mindsets. That's the way I see it. And that's a little fuel for the fire. And remember, I love you guys.